Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on all the zodiac signs placement of the planet Mars. Like you can look at it, the kind of karmas you would have done in the form of the exertion of your energies, in which style, with which intent you would have exerted your energies even in the past lifetime and even right now as well. Like if you're finding any difficulty in the domain of the planet Mars, so are you utilizing the energy in a correct way or not? That is something which we will try to understand in this video. Because guys, I always say this thing, the basic three principle: planet represents energy, zodiac sign represents how that energy is going to be expressed or manifested, and the house tells about from where exactly that result will come out. So a lot of the problem which people face in their life, this could be attitude problem, this could be problem due to conflicts with people, being accident prone, or very high sexual perversiveness or something. So all of that could be somehow attached with the planet Mars. Like with planets like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, a lot of the problems might be fated, ill-fated because of the destiny, because of some curse or your own deeds done in past many lifetimes. But when we talk about a lot of the problems created by the planet Mars, it is connected with our own behavioral flaws. So all of that we will try to understand in this video. And okay guys, before we will start our discussion, just a quick business promotion time. So if you want any of the guidance for this year 2025, you want to know any of the career consultation for yourself or something, so you can go to the description section of this video and you can book your reading. If you see guys, one more notification, I have to cancel my LA trip because of all that fire news which is coming in. So a lot of those people who would have already booked their slot, I have already started either refunding the amount or giving them consultation with some other alternative package. So my sincere apologies. I was so keen to come to LA, but actually my heart actually pains looking at the range of the fire and all. And now Donald Trump is coming in. He does not advocate or even accept that there is actually some issue with the climate. So God save the world, the climate. And yes guys, if you want to learn any of the astrology occult subject in person from me, if you are based in Vancouver, write an email to me. Or even if you want to learn astrology, numerology or tarot through Zoom classes, you can write an email to me. So okay guys, now we will start our discussion. So like the way I was talking about, that when we talk about the planet Mars, look at all the planets as the heavenly body. When we talk about Mars, it tells about the exertion of energies. Mars is a warrior planet. That in itself means that Mars's placement in your natal chart will tell about that if being challenged, how you're gonna respond to that competitive kind of situation. Mars's individual placement will tell about your verdict. Like God forbid, if you have to go through any of the surgery or something, what is going to be the outcome of that? Are you going to be very accident, very injuries prone? We will get to know from the Mars. How well you will be treated by your brothers, by your sibling, by your friends. We see from the state of the Mars how much property and how much you will get benefited because of the land. We see from the planet Mars. Like all sort of mechanical, technical skills are also connected with the planet Mars, like the way, and that is the reason lot many people who become like engineer, mechanical engineer, mechanic are seen with the strength of the planet Mars. Not only it involves the strength, the physical exertion and the energy, but your curiosity and your capabilities for opening things, breaking down things, fixing things. So all of that generally comes, the problem solving skills also comes from the planet Mars. Anything about any blood related disease, any marrow related issue, vitamin, enzyme, nervous system is also connected with the planet Mars. In a way guys, Mars also tells about what steers you into action. So like when we talk about your passion, your determination, your willpower, the driving force is somehow connected with the planet Mars. Like are you kind of person who is in complete control and command over your impulses? Or you are a kind of person who does not have any control over your instincts. You are very easily provocable. That also we get to know from the planet Mars. And guys, in a modern day and age, it will not be an exaggeration to say this thing, that Mars also somehow defines our character. Now you will be wondering that, hey, upon character shall be seen from the ascendant, from the moon, to an extent from the planet Venus? No, it's the planet Mars, because it's the Mars only which can make you very quarrelsome, which can make you very easily jealous. It can also increase someone's sexual appetite, can make someone perversive. When we talk about all attribute and aspect of the loyalty, dutifulness, that is also connected with the planet Mars. If you will find any affliction to the planet Mars, in a way that person might not be very true to his word, or let's say for example, at the first brink of any threat, this person is gonna run away. So because of that, like guys, if I were to say, out of all the planets, it's the planet Mars which becomes very important. Look at planet Mars as a warrior who's never gonna give up. And guys, when we talk about all those kind of soldiers and spy who undertake those kind of challenging jobs and responsibilities, they know what they are signing up for. Like even if you're working as a spy, or even if you're working as a soldier and you get caught in an enemy country's border and something, like these days it has been coming into the news, like the amount of soldier which North Korea sent to Russia to fight on the battleground. So a lot of them who are being caught, like they are evading to be caught, and they prefer to be killed by their own comrades, because they knew this thing that not only they're gonna get tortured by the enemy soldiers, but also back in their home country, like even in North Korea, their family members are also gonna get tortured. So I mean to say, Mars and Mars's dignity gives you strength to deal with pain, to endure pain. Or if Mars is afflicted, you might become someone who's gonna have this tendency to inflict pain on others. So all of that in a way can be packaged with the strength and dignity of the planet Mars in your natal chart. Like the way guys, comparing it with other planets, it gets debilitated in the sign ruled by its good friend Moon only. But yes, Mars does not get along or does not like the energy of the Mercury very well, because of Mars is a planet of like which has got a warrior like qualities, that sort of dutifulness. And when we talk about Mercury, it has got a lot of the energy of the youthfulness. Now guys, over here what I have seen in my research is that when people talk about someone being very youthful, someone who is going to be little bit reckless or childlike, immature, so a lot many people only connect Mercury with that. But in lot many cases, now you will not find those kind of traits more in the Scorpio, but in the Aries there is still that tendency to be slightly immature and taking time to come to the maturity and something mentally in terms of your duties and responsibilities, your conduct. But one thing is for sure, that people who have got a strong Mars, they have got this capacity to maintain their youth for long span of time. And friends, not to forget, when we talk about your approach and your attitude towards sexuality, all of that we also see from the planet Mars, like the passionate side of it, the animalistic side of it. Beyond any doubt guys, all those people who reach to an extent of not being able to control their impulses, and then they assault, then they rape, all of that can also be attached with the bad or the afflicted side of the planet Mars. Guys, look at it in this way. When we talk about the happiness in our like astrological chart, that is represented by the planet Venus. Slightly can be attached with the Moon, can be attached with the Mercury, to an extent with the planet Jupiter as well. But when we talk about these kind of planets, like malefic planets, like planet Mars, over there your sense of adventure might be like skewed. Like people who kind of get that thrill in order to do the hunting, people who get that thrill in order to indulge into all those risky and bold and daring kind of adventure, like jumping from a cliff and all those kind of Red Bull stunts which we see. So all of that is also attached with the planet Mars. Look at it in this way, that Mars only derive happiness, contentment, pleasure only through indulging into daredevil kind of activities or the feats. So guys, after getting an idea about all the signification of the planet Mars, now we will try to look at that if your Mars is placed in different zodiac sign. Here I'm not talking about the houses, here I'm talking about the zodiac sign, in which capacity energy needs to be expressed in order to honor your this planet Mars. Now guys, if your Mars is going to be placed in the Aries zodiac sign, so look at it in this way, that Mars, which represents the exertion of your energies. Now all of these energies are going to be getting the foundation or the functioning ground in the form of the Aries zodiac sign. So look at it in this way. Guys, over here, I'm not talking about that whether Mars rules Aries, rules Scorpio, it is exalted in the Capricorn. We are not talking about that. We are just trying to understand that if your Mars is placed in Aries, what could be the flaws, what could be your strength area. So to begin with, the strength area of this placement is that these people could be straight shooter. Whatever they want, whatever way they want to express themselves, you will not find these people to be beating around the bushes. They will be straight away coming to you and expressing their need, their desire. Second thing is that it also adds that sense and element of the youthfulness. Like these people could be very good problem solver as well. Like the way guys, I mentioned this thing, all the qualities of the Mars, which could be very logical, which could be very analytical, which could have those problem solving skills, that sense and sort of youthfulness and all of these are the qualities which you will find getting expressed through the Aries energy. These people could be a pioneer. These people could be very good in the leadership role as well, especially all those kind of areas over where quick decision making is needed, over where like you have to be a pioneer and you do not have to refrain from expressing your impulse and instincts. Like if you are gonna put Mars in the Aries person, over where this person's voice, this person's attitude or opinion is not giving any importance, then this person might have to suffer. Along with that guys, when we talk about the terms with your like siblings, even in the matters of the land, over there you will find a lot of the transparency and lot of the straightforward approach. So like this person with Mars in the Aries, either he is going to have friends with whom this person will get along very well, even if this person is going to have like 2 or 3 siblings. So the sibling with whom he will get along well, he's gonna enjoy very good relationship with them. But when we talk about with whom this person is gonna have issue, it is gonna be very difficult to resolve those issues. That's what I'm trying to say, that Mars in the Aries gives someone very strong likes and dislikes. And along with that guys, when we talk about in the matters of the like sexual like encounters or like how you express yourself in any of the matters of like sensuality and something, a lot many times it has been seen that people who have got Mars in the Aries, they attract a kind of older partner towards them, because Mars somehow becomes a little bit youthful. The energy of the Mars somehow become very youthful and somehow they get more attracted towards the older partner or the older spouse. In lot many cases guys, the way it has been written in the scriptures and all, so Mars in the Aries and a strengthened Mars, a lot many times I have seen that it also get involved with the, you know, in the Hindu scriptures it has been mentioned with the widow, like someone, a older woman, especially I'm talking about from a male's point of view. But again, it does not like make you like like drive you towards the infidelity or cheating or something. All what I'm trying to say is that the person tend to remain very youthful and this person attract older mates, older partner towards himself. Along with that guys, when we talk about all those kind of fields which requires quick decision making, all those kind of fields over where adventure, daringness, use of the surgery, cutting things, if all of that is involved, this person with Mars in the Aries can flourish, can do very good over there. Along with that guys, a lot many people who are doing very good in the fields of the reality, like you know, working as a realtor and something, gaining and buying and selling of the property or the dealing in the matters of the land or something. So these people can do very good over there. Along with that guys, a lot many like startup like founders and something, especially who worked in the domain of the technology or engineering goods or something. So even in those kind of cases, Mars's placement in the Aries is generally seen as a good sign. So guys, I do not have much of the like vulnerable thing to mention over here. Mars in the Aries is very straightforward, is slightly impulsive. It all what matters is that you need to be at the right place, doing the right things, and surrounded by the right crowd. Because like the way I mentioned, loyalty is something which is connected with the planet Mars, and Mars in the Aries actually grants those sort of energy over where person will be willing to sacrifice himself, even to die, put himself on the line in order to stay truthful to his word, in order to defend the dharma, in order to defend his friends, sibling and people around him. So it all what matters is that the person has to be in the right crowd. That's all what I can say. But I do not see Mars in the Aries being filled with flaws or something. Guys, if your Mars is going to be placed in the Taurus zodiac sign. So guys, Taurus is a earth sign. It's a fixed sign. Now look at it in this way. In one of the earth sign, Mars attains exaltation, which is the Capricorn sign. All the qualities of the planet Mars, over where we attach like a warrior, which has a set goal in his mind, in front of him. So all these goal-oriented approach of the planet Mars somehow function very well when it is going to be placed in the Taurus sign, in a way that Taurus simply means money, wealth, food, family, finances. So you will find that in whichever house this combination is there, Mars and your energies are going to be somehow focused towards the goal set in the matters of that house. Your energies are going to be driven towards extracting the financial outcome out of the matters of that house. Along with that, guys, I mentioned this thing that Mars is also attached with your vows, with your pledge, with your dutifulness, with loyalty. And Mars being placed in the Taurus somehow has got this capacity to be very dutiful, to be very truthful to the word as well. Like a warrior who is even willing and ready to die just in order to stay truthful to the promise made, to the pledge taken. So because of that, Mars's placement in the Taurus I've generally seen to be manifesting good results. Along with that, guys, because Taurus somehow is connected with the money and the wealth. So look at it in this way, that the person can also have a chance to gain a lot of the ancestral property and wealth from the family as well, in terms of in the inheritance as well. The person could be doing very good in the fields connected with buying and selling of the gemstone, or dealing with the land, dealing with the real estate and something. Person can function very well over there. Along with that, guys, this is one such kind of placement over where, like, even in terms of the relationship, you will find this person to be very protective of people around him. Even in terms of the impulses, you will not find this person to be going haywire. Like, this person is going to be in complete control and command over his instincts. And the way I mentioned, the person is going to be very protective towards his spouse, towards his partner as well. Sexual impulses are going to be somehow in control, in complete restraint. So guys, it is not an exaggeration to say this thing, that Mars's placement in the Taurus, if well supported by other planets, can actually grant success to this person because of the strong conviction, consistency and stability in the exertion of your energies. And it also tells about that even in the past lifetime as well, you have stayed truthful to your word. And if even in this lifetime, you will find this Mars to be placed in some of the esoteric houses, like, houses which are connected with the Pura Punya. Like this Taurus Mars is going to be placed in the 5th house. So that also gives this indication that yes, you have exerted yourself in the path of the protection of the dharma. You have stayed truthful to your brother, to your family, to your friends and all. So all of that can be attached with this placement of Mars in the Taurus. Now guys, if you have Mars being placed in the Gemini sign, so guys, look at it in this way, that Mars's placement in Gemini is not considered as very good. Now do not try to connect its ruler Mercury over there, because in certain cases Mercury also rules Virgo, and Mars in the Virgo has still capacity to give good results. But when we talk about Mars being in the Gemini, there is a high possibility that your efforts and your energies are going to be exhausted in the pursuit of things which are not meant for you, which are not good for you. And along with that, there is also this capacity that this combination will not give you consistency and focus in your efforts. This could be a case that you are just vacillating from one pursuit to another pursuit. You might end up becoming a jack of all trades, but still you lack that sort of fortitude and stability and conviction. And like the way, guys, I mentioned this thing that Mars somehow has got a strong say in shaping up someone's character as well. Are you a kind of person who could be trusted? Are you a kind of person who will stay firm if being challenged? Because when we talk about planets like Mercury, planet like Rahu, these are the planets over where they are responsible for doing the diplomacy. These are the planets which represents tact and diplomacy. Like the way, look at it in this way, that a soldier who is standing outside of the parliament, it's his job to guard no matter what happens. Now the politician deep inside the parliament, or this could be in the White House, whatever it is doing, whatever strategy or swapping in terms of loyalty from one political party to another political party, whatever they are doing, that is the domain of, like, this could be Mercury, this could be Rahu, or this could be Sun as well. But Mars is expected to stay firm. And over where, when you will place Mars in the Gemini, all these kind of conviction start to get vacillated. Like even a soldier starts looking for what could be a better deal for it. And along with that, guys, in the modern day and age, when we talk about social media and all, like the way there have been this case study, these days it has been trending a lot. Like many of the minor girls who have been lured into some sort of scam and scandal, social media trap and something, they have been raped in the UK. So all of that is the Mars's energy being afflicted in the Gemini sign, because Gemini is somehow connected with social media. Gemini is connected with, see, whatever is happening in terms of the Gemini, it is all over there in our mind. Mercury ruled another sign, Virgo, is still ready and willing to work hard. But when we talk about Gemini, Gemini just want to make use of the mind. It has got a lot of hobbies, lot of desires, lot of distraction, and it is not focused. And that is where the energy of the Mars suffers over there. So guys, if I were to describe some of the flaw side of it, because we will discuss this placement in two ways. What could be the flaws of it and what could be the pro side of it. So the flaw side of it, like the way I mentioned, you might be a jack of all trades. You might not be seen as someone who could be trusted or who could be dependable. It's not like that you are gonna be cheating someone, but to your own advantage at times you will not refrain to be selfish, because you know that what is good for you and you might vacillate at the right time. Along with that, guys, so yeah, these are majorly the flaws which are connected with Mars being the Gemini. In certain cases, it can make you impulsive, it can make you aggressive, it will waste you a lot of time in pursuit of things which are not meant for you. You might have a lot of distractions in the form of people, engagement, social activities, again, which is not serving any purpose for you. Now, when we talk about the pro side of it, so guys, in the modern day and age, when we talk about all the social media enthusiasts, when we talk about all those freelance kind of people, performing artists and something, so in those cases, this could be a good placement. Like the way, this could make you a good multitasker, that you're gonna have this capacity, your mind is always stimulated. And guys, one of the flaw side of this placement is that if being contradicted, these are those people who might even resort to arguing or shouting, screaming and all. So that could be attached with Mars's placement in the Gemini. Like the way it happened, I guess, long time back in Nepal, in the royal family. One of the guy, he brought that gun and he killed majority of the royal members in that meeting only. Or even in lot many cases where we come across people who indulge into the road rage. It's just like that, a small thing, and people are even taking out the baseball bats from their car and ready to smash each other's head and something. So that could also be connected with Mars in the Gemini. So guys, whatever I'm saying over here, it's not about good or bad. It's just like that. After understanding the innate nature of the planet Mars and that purity of the Mars might suffer or could suffer if being placed in the Gemini. Like in certain cases, you might be utilizing or channelizing. In certain exception cases, you might be channelizing it in a efficient way. You might not have been facing any problems so far, but even after that, you could not say this thing that I am utilizing the energy of Mars in the purest of the form. Like the way, for example, if you ask me, the purest form of the Saturn, that is somewhat a person who is completely dedicated to the public welfare, for the social work. Like this is the person who actually understood the true nectar of the spirituality, attuned to the soul. Now that is the pure form of the Saturn. Like with Saturn, you have become a politician, you have amassed a big empire for yourself, you are shifting your loyalty from one party to another party. That is also Saturn, but it's not the pure Saturn. So what I said right now for the Mars being in the Gemini, it is the way it's going to be exerting its energies. Now guys, if you will find Mars to be placed in the Cancer sign, so guys, to this stage, do not try to look at it in this way that Mars attains debilitation over here. If you are new to astrology, you do not know what debilitation is, what exaltation is, what Mool Trikona sign is, we will just try to blend the energy of these two entities. A planet which represents exertion of energy, which has got the warrior-like qualities, strong conviction, determination, willpower, and a sign which represents tenderness, which represents maternal care and your emotions, your feelings. So guys, first of all, Mars's placement in the Cancer, it has been generally seen that in the first half of the life, native tend to go through lot of the heated experience that life somehow solidify natives' emotions and feelings, that whatever the person would have endured in the first half of the life, later on in the life, natives' emotions and feelings tend to remain immune from any of the heated kind of energy. But yes, growing up, this could be a person whose emotions are going to be very tender, very fragile. Second thing is that a lot many times it has been seen that the influence of the mother plays a very important role. Like this could be a case that the mother might be like very strict, very disciplined in the family. More than the father, it's the mother who has actually played a very significant role in actually correcting you whenever you're going wrong or going astray from your path. Along with that, guys, in certain cases, like especially like if your Mars is going to be placed in the Pushya Nakshatra within the Cancer, it has been seen in some of the charts of some successful realtors as well. Now guys, comes the question of looking at the flaw side of it. So we know this thing that Cancer is a very tender, it's a very fragile kind of energy. So the emotions tend to remain so ripe in the case of the native that, let's say for example, if native has been like betrayed or he has gone through hurtful kind of emotions and feelings, native is gonna have this tendency to retain that for long span of time. Along with that, guys, when we talk about because Mars also tells about your sexual desires as well, that is somehow connected with the Mars. So if Mars is going to be placed in the Cancer sign, so over there it has got this capacity to think too much about it, like those people who make a fuss out of it, because Mars in the Aries, Mars in the Scorpio just wants to do things. Cancer has got everything to do with feeling of it, with imagining it. So a lot many times, again, I'm not gonna say that people who get addicted to porn and something, that might be the domain of the Mars in the Gemini or Gemini sign being afflicted. But Mars in the Cancer also has got this capacity over where like people are gonna have that sort of perfect kind of ideal expectation that this is how everything has to be. And generally what happens is that their emotions tend to remain very prone and quick and easy to hurt. Guys, look at it in this way. In the older times, whatever people used to do in order to decide the outcome of any conflict situation, over there it's the physical resorting to physical violence used to be one of the way. But in the modern day age, in the civilized society, we conduct ourselves in a way that whatever is fair for both the parties, that's how decision is made. But if your Mars is going to be placed in the Cancer, so you have this tendency and capacity to pick fight or emotionally staying very vulnerable, that okay, this person was trying to harm me, that person was trying to usurp something or take something away which belongs to me. So your emotions and your feelings are very prone to that. And along with that, guys, a lot many times it has been seen people, like even in the school time and all, who get bullied in the childhood and something. So Mars's placement in the Cancer also makes you vulnerable and prone towards that as well. So guys, all what I can say at the end of the day is that Mars's placement in the Cancer is all about exertion of energies are taking place in the form of your emotions. Now all what matters is that, are you gonna be a victim of it, or are you gonna be utilizing it, channelizing it, capitalizing it in order to actually build something out of your life? Like the way, guys, that's what we say. There has been this notion in the research, it has been found that many successful astrologers were made because of a afflicted moon, because their own emotions are so prone to hurt, and they have seen depression, they have seen those melancholy kind of feelings and all. So they are now utilizing and capitalizing it in order to heal and empathize with others. Same is the way, guys, when we talk about like all those kind of people who run NGOs, like especially like you run shelter homes, or through different NGOs you're trying to help a specific sect of people who have been a victim of any abuse, any violence and something. So generally Mars's placement in the Cancer is seen as good. I have seen that in the charts of many people who are running successful shelter homes, NGOs and all, because they understand the feeling of being abused, facing violence and all of that. Now guys, when we talk about if you will find Mars to be placed in the Leo sign, so guys, this can be seen as one of the graceful placement, because look at it in this way, that Mars is like a warrior. Now a warrior has been placed in a royal sign, over where it is being treated in a very graceful, in a very dignified way. So like the way Aries, like the energy of Aries, now a commander and warrior is not being provoked very easily. It is not being put in a very fickle, very fast environment, which could be the domain of the Gemini. So when we talk about Leo, Leo has got that fiery qualities which resonate with the planet Mars. It has got that fixed quality which resonate with the planet Mars, because it is a warrior with a consistent goal set in front of him. So a lot many ways it has been seen. Mars's placement in the Leo can be seen as a good sign, especially for any of the warfare, military and policing kind of job, that too with the government. Mars placed in the Leo can actually grant you that. These are among those people who get the respect because of their graceful kind of conduct. Like the way, for example, Mars in the Aries, Mars in the Scorpio, they might have other good qualities in their personality, but they might have this flaw, or they might have this tag to their personality. Oh, he's very quarrelsome, or that person got involved in that road rage kind of case and something. So now see, the problem and the concern over here is that if Mars is in Aries and something, these people do not take those things as an offense. Like lot many times I have come across people who even flaunt this. Oh, I have like 3 police cases, I have like 4 court cases running against me. So I mean to say, in those kind of cases, people do not even take it as an offense. But when we talk about your Mars being placed in the Leo, that simply tells about that there is going to be that gracefulness in your exertion of energies. Again, guys, even when we talk about your like sexual desires in the matters of the courtship and something, over there as well, you will find these people to be taking very graceful and very well calculated kind of action. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned this thing, that Mars's placement in the natal chart only tells about what steers you into action. So over here, there has been this possibility that you will not withstand any injustice happening in front of you, and that somehow also gives you more honor, because your energies, your actions are very respectful. Even in those kind of situation and cases where you got into conflict for the right and for the just reasons, and that is the only reason this is one such placement which make these people win over many like royal favors, connection with the prominent, with the famous people. So all of that is also attached with Mars's placement in the Leo. So guys, whether we talk about from your exertion of the energy point of view, from your mechanical, logical, problem solving, your determination, your willpower, your goal setting, in all of those ways, this is one such graceful kind of placement over where native stand a chance to be honored for his decision making, for his actions. Even if in those situations native is gonna get into conflict, that also somehow ironically becomes a matter of pride for this person. And along with that, being well treated by your friends, by your siblings, can also be attached with this placement. Now guys, let's move forward. If you will find Mars's placement in the Virgo zodiac sign, so guys, look at it in this way. When Mars is going to be placed in the Virgo, it can become too critical, too perfectionist for your own disadvantage. Like the way some people who have got this reputation, oh, he is the Mr. Objection guy, or he is the guy who's gonna create an issue, he is the guy who's gonna pick out the fault in any given situation. So they might end up getting that kind of reputation, and because of that only, because of excessive pondering over the shortcoming, a lot many times they also strain their nerves as well, because too much straining themselves or thinking in the direction of what is going wrong. So that could be one of the concern. Along with that guys, Mars's placement in the Virgo has given rise to some of the very successful health expert. This could be many successful accountant, auditors, lawyers has been seen with the Mars's placement in the Virgo. But the only concern is that, like the way at the beginning of this video I mentioned this thing, that Mars somehow plays a very important role in shaping up someone's personality, building up someone's character. Now if your Mars is going to be placed in the Virgo, you might be creating objection, fighting for the right just reasons. But just because guys, if you are doing that too frequently, then that adds a label or a tag to your name. Oh, he's a Mr. Objection. And because of which in terms of having a lot of the enmity around you, or this could be a case that you do not have true well-wisher around you, so that somehow becomes a problem. It's like, people who have got that obsessiveness with cleanliness, with everything has to be perfect, immaculate way. This also give rise to a lot of issues with your own siblings, with your brothers as well. So that could be seen as a flaw. But again guys, this is where the beauty of the astrology comes. With this placement, if you by yourself choose a field over where it is what expected out of you, you're working as a lawyer, it is expected out of you to be perfectionist, be meticulous and fight and argue, then this could be a blessing for you. So I would say that we shall not be in this mindset that just looking at those placement and whatever we have learned, we have been learning so far, we have created an impression in our mind. It's just like that. If you have a planet in a specific zodiac sign, planet represents an energy, zodiac sign gives it a functioning ground. All what matters is that you shall design your life accordingly. Moving ahead guys, now let's say for example, if you will find Mars's placement in the Libra zodiac sign. So guys, Mars's placement in the Libra comes with its own do's and don'ts. See, to begin with, look at it in this way, that too much of your energies will go in the matters of your matrimonial life, in the matters of the courtship. And again guys, somehow this is one such kind of placement which can also increase the desire or the sexual appetite as well. The factor of intimacy might increase with this kind of placement. So it becomes very important for the native to be with the right partner, and the sexual chemistry and frequency needs to be matched over here. Because if you will put this person in a relationship over where the other person is a bit cold or the other person is unresponsive, this can actually give rise to the extramarital affairs and all. Along with that guys, when we talk about the Libra sign is somehow connected with the fair treatment. Libra sign is also connected with the commercial engagement. Libra sign is also connected with the marketplace as well. So when we talk about from the commercial success point of view, when we talk about being seen and perceived in the world as someone who is going to have very good judgment, like you have a keen eye for the judgment, this could be a very good placement. Like the way guys I mentioned, this thing is the planet Mars only in the modern day and age, which governs and builds our character. And if your Mars is going to be placed in the Libra, that simply tells about that yes, even in those kind of situation where you raised an objection, where you fought for just reasons, you have had your own justified reasons for that. Along with that guys, when we talk about managing and exerting your energies, allocating your energies in a efficient, equal way, this could be a good placement. Like you will not find your energy to be lopsided, that your whole energy and efforts only goes to the gym, or once you got married, before you were dedicated, devoted to your family, now you're only looking after your spouse, you're only madly in love with your partner and something. This is one such kind of placement over where native is gonna have capacity to fairly balance and manage everything. Along with that guys, all the domain of the Mars, like you could be doing a business which is connected with the engineering goods, which is like buying and selling of the like properties, becoming a realtor or something. So even in those kind of fields and all, Mars's placement in the Libra can grant someone good success. So yes guys, if I were to summarize, it somehow stimulates the passionate, animalistic side of someone's personality. There is no doubt that with this kind of placement, there is going to be vulnerability where one person will try to dominate or control other person. And when I say control and dominate, it is Mars. So not only through love, this could be through energy and aggression as well. There, and whenever Mars is involved, so the same control could also take up the shape of the suspicion, could take the shape of the possessiveness, could take the shape of like doubting your partner and something, monitoring your partner and something. So that is one such kind of flaw which I can only see in this placement. But apart from that, in majority of the ways, this placement can manifest good results. Now guys, let's say for example, if you will find Mars to be placed in the Scorpio zodiac sign. So guys, the way I interpreted Venus's placement in the Scorpio, lot many people like accepted it, lot many people, as I anticipated, were not happy. But again guys, it's like a generic kind of discussion and all what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to give you a perspective, a way of looking at things. I'm sure that it might not be being very valid in your case, but this is how it is. And when we talk about planet like Mars, we talk about Scorpio, there is that tendency, there is that potential. So be open-minded, that's all what I can say. So guys, to begin with, if your Mars is going to be placed in the Scorpio, so that simply means that Scorpio is a water sign, Scorpio is a fixed sign. So that simply tells about that there is going to be a lot of fixity and stability in your emotions, in your feelings. So over where you will also find this thing that if well utilized, this is one such kind of placement where the native can do very good in the domain of the research, in the domain of like staying very inquisitive, always in this mode for finding out the answers and something. And again guys, when we talk about Mars being in the Scorpio, loyalty takes altogether next level. Like this person, if it's gonna commit to someone, this person will stick by that. Second thing is that, God forbid, if this person is gonna be in a very difficult time and he got help from someone, he got helped by someone, this is gonna be a person who will never ever forget that in the rest of his life. So I mean to say, all that kind of conviction, devotion, loyalty just takes all together next level. Now I'm saying that in a negative way, because when we talk about all those kind of gangster and mafia, okay, there is one way by which I can help someone. It's just like that someone helped me in difficult time, that person needed money, that person needed some other kind of counseling, guidance, I helped that person. But let's say for example, someone helped me and then that person like a John Wick comes to me and asks that, okay, now I want you to return the favor, go and kill that guy because he he teased my sister, he did something to my family. So Mars in the Scorpio have tendency to get into that domain as well in order to show his loyalty towards others. Along with that, guys, when we talk about Mars being in the Scorpio, so like the way I mentioned this thing, all those kind of fields over where, like, the matters of death, the like people who work as emergency responder, people who work as firefighter, where the matters of the life and death is involved, where blood is involved, like all those people who become like tantric, people who are like doing death rites, funeral rites and all, people who become insurance agent and something. So Mars's placement in the Scorpio is connected with it. Along with that, guys, when we talk about the sexual fantasy, sexual desire and sexual perversiveness, there's a lot of potential over there. So if you are going to have Mars being placed in the Scorpio, so that simply means that the sexual compatibility and intimacy with your partner will also become very important. It is not an exaggeration if your Mars is going to be placed in the Scorpio, and along with that you are like ruled by the planet Mars, like in a way that you are a Aries Lagna, you are a Scorpio Lagna in itself and all, and Mars is placed in the first house. So that simply tells about that it's like a very healthy sex education needs to be given to the person, because see, once we have grown up, then we are responsible for our own actions. But imagine all those kind of teenagers and all who get addicted to, like, this could be self gratification through masturbation, or this could be getting addicted to porn, or like teenage pregnancy, something too much of the obsession with the sex and all. So that could be the flaw side of this placement of Mars being placed in the Scorpio. And along with that, guys, this is one such kind of placement over where, like, staying stuck in a loop is the major vulnerability which these people face. Like, let's say for example, you got wronged by someone, you got betrayed by someone, you got cheated by someone. So these people find it very difficult to let go. So the feelings of hurt, feelings of vindictiveness or revenge bothers them the most. So if one thing which needs to be taught to people who have got Mars in their Scorpio is that learn to forgive, learn to forget, learn to let go, because only if they can learn to let go of any of the hurtful feelings. Now, no one is saying this thing that it's not like that, like justice is not gonna be served. But every single day, every single moment, burning in this feeling of being betrayed, being dejected is something which somehow harms them the most. So those who have Mars in the Scorpio need to be taught how to handle the defeat, how to handle the betrayal in a very graceful way. So again, guys, when we talk about planet like Mars being placed in the Scorpio, and if you remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned this thing that Mars in a way plays a very significant role in building our character. And if not utilized well, this is one such kind of placement which can give major dent to someone's public image, major flaw to someone's character. So yes, a right set of parenting, right set of guidance, counseling is needed for people who are going to have Mars being placed in the Scorpio zodiac sign. Now guys, if your Mars is going to be placed in the Sagittarius sign, so guys, this can be seen as a very healthy blend of the things, because look at it in this way. All the attributes of the Mars which I just explained at the beginning of this video. Now when we talk about Sagittarius, Sagittarius is also very adventurous, goal setting, enthusiasm also matters a lot in the domain, in the energy of the Sagittarius, that you have set a goal and now with that bow and arrow you're just focused towards piercing that targeted goal of yours. So in this regard, this placement function in a very graceful, in a very compatible way with each other. So guys, like the way I have seen this placement working out for many people is that even in terms of people who are going through their academics, these are among those people in whose case you will see that sort of focused approach towards their academics. You will not find these kids to be taking their maths exam or their like entrance engineering exam as like a pressure, as like a risk, or what will happen. They take it as an adventure. Oh my god, I'm gonna clear IIT this time. Oh, I'm gonna clear my maths exam with this much grade. I'm getting into Ivy League college. I'm gonna put everything. So this is how they take any of these kind of situation, which somehow makes this one of the very best placement. Along with that, guys, like love for adventure, love for travel, these people also tend to remain very religious as well. And like the way, guys, Mars somehow tells about your logics, your analytical, your problem solving skills and all. So if your Mars is going to be placed in the Sagittarius, these are among those people, even if they will follow any belief, they will follow any cult, any religious teaching or any religious institution, they will first try to understand the logic behind it. And once the logic has been served to them in a very efficient way, in a very transparent way, then these are among those people who become very loyal, they become a very good spokesperson of all the belief system which these people are following. So yes, guys, all the attributes of the planet Mars, whether we talk about from the support you get, the guidance, inspiration you get from your friends, from your brothers, these people also tend to remain very fortunate. They make good fortune in any of the land related deals as well, from the property related dealings and engagement as well. So yes, guys, in lot many ways, Mars, which in itself tells about your energies, exertion of your energies. So there is a very high possibility that your energies and your actions are going to be inspiring lot many people. Like the way, guys, these are among those people, even if they undertake law or policing as a profession, so their hardship, their struggle, their fights inspire the world. It's not like that their fights are looked down, are being mocked, are being judged, are being sidelined. These are among those people who inspire and uplift their own inner ordeal, their own struggle, their own anguish, somehow motivates and encourage and inspire the world. This is how you can see this placement of Mars being placed in the Sagittarius sign. Now guys, if your Mars is going to be placed in the Capricorn sign, so guys, look at it in this way, that Mars, which tells about your energies, your determination, your willpower, signification of the land and support you get from your siblings. And when we talk about the Capricorn sign, now Capricorn is a earth sign as per the element, which tells about that there is going to be consistency in your efforts, like whatever goals you will set for yourself, there is going to be consistency over there. Capricorn is a movable sign as well, so that also tells about you are not gonna get struck with any hurtful kind of feelings. You're not gonna get struck in terms of like if you fail somewhere, you're gonna move on with your life as well. Along with that, guys, because somehow Capricorn has a say. 10th house in our natal chart has a say in our work ethics, over the conviction and the intensity of our efforts. It also has got a say for shaping up our public image as well. Now, if your Mars is going to be placed in the Capricorn sign, that in itself adds that element of loyalty, a gracefulness in the exertion of your energies, like any attribute of the planet Mars, the way this person approach any of his relationship with the sibling, the way he approach his love interest in the matters of the passion and something, what actually drives someone into action is going to be your goals, and there's going to be that element of gracefulness in your exertion of energies. So yes, guys, lot many successful politician, real estate mogul has been seen with this placement of Mars in the Capricorn. I only have good things to say. All what we can figure out with this, that native is gonna have good capacity and that conviction in his action, the drive and the intent which is gonna be pushing this person forward is going to be very much focused towards his goals. Native is gonna enjoy good public image as well. He's gonna be supported by his friends, by his family. So overall, Mars's placement in the Capricorn is seen as like a blessing in disguise. Now guys, if you're going to have being placed in the Aquarius zodiac sign, so guys, that simply tells about that all the qualities of the Aquarius and all the qualities of the Mars are gonna be a perfect blend, which can actually make you like a scientist. It can actually make you a very true philanthropic, a humanitarian kind of person, like a very sci-fi kind of, obsessed person. Because guys, Mars, which tells about your exertion of energies, your determination, your willpower, in a way, in short, what is the intent and how you express your energies. And this is a zodiac sign which tells about that what stimulates you into action. What steers you into action? This could be this intention to help someone, like you saw someone in trouble and your very first impulse was to help that person. You are already working in any research firm and you are always the first one who always gets a good creative idea. Whenever you are working in any conflicting kind of situation, you are the one who actually comes up with a good arbitrating solution as a resolution to any of the ongoing conflict. Even if you're working as an engineer, you're working as a good you're working as an emergency responder, so you are the one who is always quick to come up with a solution which is equally good for everyone. So yes guys, when we talk about scientific pursuit, when we talk about blending well in any sort of group activity, or putting your efforts for making world a better place, or not finding any difficulty in collaborating for a cause, so that is how we can attach Mars's placement in the Aquarius sign. Guys, the good part is that this is one such kind of placement which has got this capacity to give you a lot of respect and honor in the society, and especially your struggles, your efforts will never go unnoticed. Whatever you have done, and especially guys, unless and until if you're doing something with this intent that, oh, everyone is gonna appreciate me, I'm gonna get some award, then the true Aquarian energy might not work in that efficient way. But if you're doing things out of the goodness of your heart, in order to help someone, heal someone, you cannot find someone or withstand someone getting the injustice or someone facing the injustice, and you are the first one who jump to the rescue of any downtrodden, any of the unprivileged person and all, so underdog and something. So I would say this thing, that if in any capacity out of the daily course of your life, if there is an element of the charity, there is an element of helping people, social work in your line of work, in your lifestyle, this is a placement which can give you very good result. And yes guys, when we talk about people who are like very unique with their style, with their approach, with their work ethics, with their maneuver, you will find these people to be always the first one to have their hands on the latest gadgets, latest tech kind of innovation and all. So yes guys, if I were to say, with this kind of placement, it can actually make you a successful engineer, it can make you a good scientist as well. All those new age kind of things will will work very well for you. And in certain cases, it has been seen, for the highest of your wish fulfillment, your friends and your siblings, your elder brothers and all, might play a very important role. No matter what happens, but always stay loyal to your friends, to your siblings, to your brothers. Do not hesitate even putting yourself in the line in order to safeguard their interest, because these are the ones through which justice will be delivered to you. The maximum major and big things of your life will come to you through the support of these people. Now guys, if your Mars is going to be placed in the Pisces sign, so that simply tells about, see, Pisces is an energy of like absolution, it's the energy of sacrifice, it's the energy of giving away. So look at it in this way, that there is a part of your personality or the consciousness of people around you which is taking away your energies. So guys, with this kind of placement, it is always like advisable that you have to monitor that where exactly majority of your time and your activities, engagements are exhausting your energy. So monitoring that becomes very important. So let's say, for example, if you are an artist, you are a creator, you are a researcher of something, and you are in a very healthy way exerting your energies, then it's fine. But let's say, for example, just being in that castle building in your mind, or daydreaming or imagining something, you are exerting majority of your energies, it might be a vulnerable case. Along with that guys, I still remember like back in many traditional communities and all, over where girls actually have fought for their freedom, for their rights, for their independence. There used to be those days when if you go to the smaller towns and something, over there the guys, the boys, men's have got all the rights, and women are being snubbed, they are being quite down with the force and all. This could be a case. Whatever is gonna take away your power or your energy could be attached with the placement of Mars in the Pisces sign. A lot many times guys, it has been seen that just because Mars somehow and the energy of this person stays behind the scene. So this could be a placement which can actually make you a good researcher. You might be very good for operating covert activities, secretive activities. You are never in the limelight, and whatever you are doing, you're operating, it's being done from behind the scene. Along with that, guys, because see, Pisces is the energy of absolution, of purification, of cleansing, for release as well. So in lot many ways, this is one such kind of placement which can actually make you a very good healer as well. Like, you know, these days, like, I come across like lot many people who are like working as they are working in the domain of healing, or like organizing different retreat and something, you know, Kundalini chakra activation and something, or finding your peace and inner calling in far away foreign lands, in isolation, in some monastery, in some ashram, can also be attached with this placement of Mars in the Pisces. But yes, guys, if I were to say, it is not as vulnerable as other water signs. Like the way when we talk about Cancer, it's like, you know, my emotions are open to hurt. Scorpio are like, you know, a lot of the hurtful feelings and storing it, holding it. But when we talk about Mars in the Pisces, it is not harmful in that way. But again, guys, Mars is equally important, because whatever we build in our life, it is built on the basis of consistent efforts and exertion of energies. But if all of your energies are getting dissipated and exhausted for something which is not creating any result, any productive outcome, then that becomes a matter of concern. That is what I wanted to say over here. So yes, friends, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyawad.